इथले लाईट लावा स्टेजवरचे फोटोसाठी लाईट पाहिजे.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all in thought-provoking panel discussion. Today we are privileged to host an exceptional group of academicians, researchers and industry leaders who bring deep expertise across technology, artificial intelligence and innovation. Let me introduce our esteemed panelists. We begin with Dr. Aditya Abhyankar, Professor and Director, School of Technology at Savitribai Phule Pune University, with a PhD from Clarkson University, USA, and multidisciplinary academic background. He has over 70 journal publications and 180 conference papers. A key contributor to national initiative like Aadhaar, he is recipient of prestigious award including the Sir C.V. Raman Award. He is widely respected for his work in pattern recognition, image processing, and innovation. I request S.D. Patil sir, Associate Professor, Mechanical Department, to felicitate our first panelist, Dr. Abhyankar. Vice-Chancellor of Bangalore University and distinguished academician with over 4 decades of service, holding 11 academic degrees and having published over 1,000 research papers and 72 books. He is an IEEE Fellow and ACM Distinguished Educator. His contribution to academic reforms and research have had transformative impact on higher education in India. We are privileged to have you, sir. I request S.D. Patil, sir, to welcome Venugopal, sir. Now I welcome Mr. Vivek Kulkarni. Mr. Kulkarni is Vice President at Zensar Technology, where he leads global delivery for Europe and South Africa in TMT vertical. With careers spanning from electronics engineering to IT leadership, he has evolved from programmer to an award-winning architect and strategic leader. He is also an entrepreneur, having founded a consulting and training venture focused on creating IT opportunities at Cognizant AI Lab, an expert in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and evolutionary computation. A PhD from IIT Kharagpur, he has worked with leading global organizations, including Accenture, Capgemini, Boeing Research and Technology. His work in generative AI and intelligent systems continues to bridge the gap between research and real-world applications. We are also joined by Dr. U. Chandra Sekhar. Dr. Chandra Sekhar is a Vice-Chancellor of Godavari Global University, Andhra Pradesh, with over 37 years of distinguished experience spanning DRDO, academia, and industry. He has held key leadership roles, including Technical Director at GTRE DRDO, Director General of Institute of Engineering India, and Program Director at Wipro 3D. A recipient of prestigious honor, including recognition from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He has been pioneer in establishing India's first 3D printing laboratory at GTRE. With strong academic association with IIT Bombay, IISc, and international collaborations, he continued to contribute actively to research, innovation, and higher education reforms. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. U. Chandra Sekhar. Now I request Dr. S.D. Patil sir to take the charge.
Good afternoon, all. Distinguished panelists, faculty, delegates, and my dear students, I welcome you all to this panel discussion of IC Smart 2026, hosted by RIT. The theme of our today's discussion is Sustainable Intelligence, Integrating AI for Industry and Academia. So over the next 30 minutes, because of the time limits, we will hear from 5 remarkable minds who sit at the intersection of technology, education, and academia and industry. So let's begin with our first question to the panels. So sir, please, so what does sustainable intelligence mean within your domain? And do industry and academia share a common understanding of the term? Sir, please.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, yes.
So we have, I was just giving a lecture just about an hour back. We moved from 1950, intelligent machines, to artificial intelligence, to weak artificial intelligence, to generative artificial intelligence, to agentic artificial intelligence, and artificial general intelligence. So the main components of this are computing power, data, and energy. So I always used to call compute hungry, data hungry, and power hungry. These are the 3 characteristics of generative AI. Now, when you see data, we have moved from the systems to static data, dynamic data, real data, synthetic data, and federated data. When you move to hardware systems, we have moved from CPU to GPU to TPU to APU to quantum computing.
Yes, sir.
When you have moved from power, we have seen a remarkable journey in the power requirements. So we have seen how Google is investing in Visakhapatnam, East Godavari River, West Godavari River, Adani with the power plant, and Google with the data center. So when you talk about sustainable intelligence, I've already said that we are now in a phase of generative artificial intelligence and agentic AI. So the next step, we move towards artificial general intelligence, where we talk about singularity, immortality, preventive medicine, and sustainable goals like housing, education, agriculture, climatic change, pollution, disaster management. These are all the things which you are going to see in future. And you have seen already the 18 sustainable goals of UN. Now, when we talk about how we are actually moving towards these goals, our country has already established, only last week we have seen 21 quantum computing centers. And we are talking about data. Data centers are being established in and across the country in all the IITs and NITs. Then if you talk about the hardware requirement, our country is poised to have manufacturing unit to 3 nanometer technology. At present, we have 4 nanometer technology. That is the Blackwell chip. The Blackwell chip has about 208 billion transistors, and that is not sufficient for these future AI platforms. So where do we go from sustainable artificial intelligence? So when we move to artificial intelligence, general intelligence, we talk about passion, emotion, thinking. So we are moving from rule-based system, then we have moved to training data sets. From training data sets, we have moved to mixture of experts. From mixture of experts, we are taught to chain of thoughts. And from chain of thoughts, we are moving to what is called organoids. We are studying AI systems as small machine learning models. We have moved from deep learning, from machine learning, from ordinary rule-based system to machine learning system to deep learning systems, and now we are going on synthetic learning systems, because we require that for what you call as a autonomous systems. So by 2030, we are, say, Elon Musk has said, we have more number of robotic surgeons than human surgeons, and we'll have what you call these organs will be manufactured. We move towards singularity by 2037. We move towards immortality by 2050. And now we will know what are the sustainable goals. Whether we become inferior or superior to machine is only the question what you are going to see in future. And the next 5 to 10 years is what we are going to, witness a challenging, machine to a human civilization, existence of human civilization. And the path is that these companies have to, be safeguard this human civilization, or the next thing is, how do we prevent AI from taking over us? So these are the questions which you're going to set, and that sustainable intelligence is one thing that there is two competing interests, the human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Who is going to lead whom is the question which you're going to see in next 1 decade.
Yes, sir.
And I have 1 more minute to go. And the most important thing, you have given me 4 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will be happy to hear also from other perspective.
The one which you are going to talk about is ethical AI and bias, safety, security in this thing. And what you think, so for example, I was there in AI City to formulate what should be the future of AI. We have tied up with IBM to train 5 million students in the next 5 years and 50,000 students in next year. They are going to invest through the CSR funds. And what is the direction which you have done? The most important thing which you have to see in this year is DPDP Act, GDPR Act, then Data Privacy Act, and Copyright Act, and we are going to see Patent Act. All these are going to change in our country, along with the Deepfake Act and AI Act. This is the sum and summary of what I have seen for artificial intelligence in next 1 decade.
Yes, sir. So anybody, sir, from industry point of view, can you add something?
It is a privilege to share the dais with all academics here. They are all very distinguished professors and doctors, and we are the beneficiaries of their research in the industry. We consume, we commercialize, and probably we are the most capitalist, and that's why most detailed people. So I feel very, very humbled when I sit next to such great researchers here. But for us, the problem is very, very different. That how do we survive? Forget about survival of the environment, survival of the rest of the civilization, etc. The problem that the IT industry that I represent, the problem is whether we are going to survive in the first place with the AI.
Yes, sir.
And the sustainability of the AI engineers is like we are eating ourselves. Like we are hiring AI native engineers now, and they are creating the solutions, and we are offering the solutions to the clients by saying that, okay, last year we were doing the same job with 100 engineers, this year we are doing it 10 engineers. So the sustainability for us is the job sustainability, the industry's own sustainability, and the only way that we are finding that we can address this is by reimagining the workflows and reimagining the problems and solutions. And I think the next round we can...
Yes, sir. That's a great point, sir. Sir, please, can you add? Yes.
Hello.
I'm working, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, as you have already heard from two speakers, so sustainability is, we can say it's really, really needed. Now, if you just see the evolution of artificial intelligence, so the term was coined around 1953, in which 7 scientists, but here we are 5. So in which 7 scientists, out of them 4 were from MIT, but they haven't met in MIT, they met in Dartmouth, and they coined the term artificial intelligence. And when they coined the term artificial intelligence, the main goal was not sustainability. The main goal was to develop an intelligent system which can work like human, in which They were more interested to build some system which can work with some kind of rule, like if then else rule. But if we take any kind of problem, let's say maybe Venugopal sir is very good in writing, maybe someone is very good in playing badminton. Can we pose all this problem in if then else? Generally no. It's called Polanyi's paradox, which says that rather than on writing the formula with if then else, better to show with demonstration. Suppose someone can make tea very well. So we cannot say that, okay, if this is the temperature, put this much sugar, put this much milk. But rather than if we can ask the person to prepare tea number of times, then it's easy. So then they thought that rather than this if then else, why don't we try to do and train the system with lots of data? So that's how machine learning has come into picture. So now the initial AI was mainly the if then else, and machine learning was to developed with the which can take care only the data which are numerical in nature.
Yes, sir. So thank you. So it means that we may define it differently, but the commitment is same for as the AI is concerned. So moving ahead, so I would like to just ask that where is the collaboration between industry and academia on AI for working effectively, and where do the most significant gaps remain? Sir,
Yeah.
Chandra Sekhar, sir, please.
Among the panelists of the day, my background is unique because I have never been directly connected with computer science, nor I worked with AI-related activities. So most of my work has been connected with designing and manufacturing. So I'll pick up a couple of examples where AI can be taken in association with the manufacturing while maintaining sustainability and while maintaining the inclusiveness. I think most of you might have seen the dental aligners. Previously, they used to be cast aligners. So
Yes,
if you go to orthodontic specialist, he used to cast a dental aligner, or he used to take a metal wire and bend it and stretch it. Now, what happens is, if you go to the new generation dentists, they use the stereolithography principle of additive manufacturing, and with the help of the intraoral scanner, the entire image, three-dimensional image corresponding to the tooth profile is taken up, and it is converted into a liner which can provide the correction. So what is the role of AI? Previously, before the AI came in, the number of aligners used to be about 15 to 20 sets, and nobody was interested in sustainability as the preoccupation. They were only interested whether or not we are able to meet the need of the dental customer in a proper manner.
Yes, sir.
So I'll just conclude by saying that the sustainable intelligence practices have impacted manufacturing in a big way in terms of improving the overall throughput while maintaining the necessary responsiveness to the overall system requirements.
Yes, that's a great point, sir. I would like to happy to hear from Aditya, sir.
So, good afternoon, and absolute honor to be part of this very august panel. This is what Gavaskar used to say: if the batsman is not playing well, give him some more time and he will get back in the form. Because after all, class is permanent and form is temporary.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to education, knowledge is permanent and skill sets are temporary. And that's why if the academic institutes are more geared towards imparting the knowledge, it's very important to have strategic partnership with our industry partners for skill sets. Now this has been with us, this thought has been with us for quite some time. But in the era of AI, the rate at which all these machines are getting more and more intelligent, this is even more glaring.
Yes, sir.
And that's why it's no more a luxury, it has become an absolute necessity. Now, AI and sustainability, I agree with Professor that it's a paradox. It's like saying that we are doing this war for peace, but we are used to all such paradoxes. And AI at one end will definitely help us solving multiple sustainability problems. For example, for using all the natural energy sources, we know the efficiency with solar system, with wind system, and it's very less right now. With AI coming in big time, we might be able to boost up the efficiency much higher, much better. So AI will definitely help us in solving such problems. At the same time, AI eats a huge amount of energy, like Sir mentioned. If you are generating 50 images from AI, to generate one image, the energy required is equivalent to preparing 50 cups of tea. And we have shortage of gas cylinders, so we understand it better right now.
Yes, sir.
By the way, this joke will be understood only by human intelligence, not by AI, unless it is trained for it. And last point, Sir talked about a very important aspect, which is sustainability of natural intelligence. It is not just alarming that the engines are getting better. What is more alarming, in my opinion, is the dependency of natural intelligence on these systems. And that is glaring and alarming. And we can discuss more.
Yes, sir. Sir, please, Datta sir, yes.
So I think the collaboration part means I am actually really into it. So even though I represent here industry, but I am also involved with two very prestigious academic institutions in India, that is IIT Madras and BITS Pilani. So what we do in academia, we try to do lots of maths and then we try to do the implementation. The main goal is to make the results better and better. On the other hand, in industry, our main goal is to implement the things very quickly and deploy it because it's profit making. So now what I have observed means I am not shy. Most of the people in industry, they just know how to code. They really don't know maths. And I really hate. And that's why they say that you are from IIT, that's why you are proud. It's not that I am from some institute, but even yes, with now this collaboration is really important, in which, let's say, the academician will teach the underlying mathematical equation and what is the physical significance to the people from corporate. On the other hand, corporate will show how to do the things quickly so that they can be deployed and make it product so that it will be profitable, not for the industry and academia, for overall for the society.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, please.
A quick one on the academy-industry relationship we have been talking for decades. What we have done in Zensar is we have offered 1 year of internship to the faculty members to come and work and act as a delivery manager and then feel the pain of a delivery manager
yes, sir.
talking daily
in the class.
In the classes, because when the rubber meets the road, and when your client is finicky about deliveries on certain date, right, then the kind of solutioning that you have to do, that is very different mathematics than solving mathematical equations.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we are the data and mathematics is very different, and especially in the IT industry, because I understand IT industry, we have very good mathematicians creating our own SLMs, and they are solving the problems in a minimalistic way, because we are not doing and hitting the LLMs, which are like trillion parameter models, large language models. So we are recruiting, and this is an open invitation, we are recruiting interns who are professors. So those who are interested, and that is a real collaboration, because when you go back, what you carry with you probably will change the perspective of the students.
Yes, sir.
Next session, if you have time,
yes.
I'll talk more.
Thank you, sir. So it means that gaps are real, but there is willingness to bridge them. So moving ahead, due to time limits, so it will be the last question, and it will take us into the future. So I would like to ask that, as AI capabilities scale rapidly, who bears responsibility for ensuring that growth remains sustainable? And what must change in the next 5 years? Sir, please.
even the great industries, corporates are not able to predict what the next 5 years are going to be.
Yes, sir.
So, in this small gathering, if we try to just even think about it is very difficult. But I foresee what is that binary computers will not be taught anymore in the next one. We'll talk about quantum computers, quantum cryptography, quantum security, and quantum computers will be taught to every student. That is the starting point of intelligence. Data, information, knowledge, intelligence, synthetic intelligence will converge. They'll say data is intelligent, data is synthetic intelligence, data is knowledge. All this will converge in the next 5 years. Then, for the systems which you are saying, the AI systems, we have already mentioned to you in my earlier saying that we are moving towards artificial general intelligence where we'll have emotion, thinking, critical thinking, analysis, and whatever a human being can do, it will also be performed. That is mechanization of human being.
Yes, sir.
Artificial general intelligence will be mechanization of human being. That is what we are going to see in the next 5 years. This model tuning, small language models, large language models, hybrid models, language neutrality, geography neutrality, culture neutrality, all these are going to take place in the next 5 years because we are seeing there are 120 languages which you can transform. You don't require now, there is no language barrier. Geography barrier is already gone, like communication system. So like that, all barriers, there will be a singularity. Human beings and artificial intelligence. Whether you are going to 78 organs in our body are going to be manufactured in the next 5 to 10 years. Cancer is a thing of the past, and your heart block is just like a cold treatment. You give a tablet. So when your health system and when your educational system, when your knowledge system all are going to integrate, then we'll see that we move towards singularity, and intelligence will be the central theme of the present artificial systems which will move to AGI.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you please?
And just add one line. So now it's a very critical question, who takes the responsibility? So here I think not only academia and industry, there should be some responsibility from the government also, because now even in India we are seeing that the academia is also inviting the people from industry, and as one of the panelists said, he has given open invitation, any professor can come and do an internship. So this is the true shared joint responsibility, and in addition to that, I think there is also a responsibility from the government in which government can define some of the qualitative metrics or quantitative metrics, like let's say corporate social responsibility. So similarly, in which what will be the joint responsibility, then I think we can really see future sustainability, because now is the time to protect our earth. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, sir, please.
In addition to the industry institution, as you mentioned, there should be involvement or collaboration of the government, but also an important stakeholder who should not be missed is society.
Yes, sir. Society is also. Yeah. So please.
So next 5 years are going to be crazy for sure, although we cannot predict it. What we have seen for last 2 years, all the creative jobs with the likes of writing poems, creating music, painting, all is getting done by engines and with amazing quality. Yes. And that's why, just to give you one example, that Game of Thrones season 8 first episode was written by an engine. Come on, and 98% of the viewers said that it's not possible. It was so full of melodrama, म्हणजे मेलो म्हणेपर्यंत ड्रामा, इतका melodrama, that it's impossible that it was not written by a human being. And that's why engines are doing crazy things. We know that. But I believe two things are very important. A new term, prompt engineering, is coming big time. And it's important to be able to write neat prompts. And unless we have very sound understanding of the systems, like sir said, good mathematics behind these algorithms, the intuitional thinking behind these algorithms, it's very difficult to write good, serious prompts. And for that, ability to ask questions is extremely important. Ability to revitalize the importance of inquisitiveness and curiosity, it's so much very important. And if we can bring that back, then we'll be able to write very interesting, very genuine, very deep prompts. Second, we can have artificial intelligence. It's not possible to have artificial consciousness, artificial moral and ethical value system. And any technology that is not used for the good of the society at large, it's not worth it. And that's why constructive use of Gen AI is extremely important. And that's why let's also bring that thought back with natural intelligence. Yes. So let's ensure that NI drives AI and not AI drives NI. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Very quickly, because we, like I said, we have to meet the deadlines. So if you are making industry-ready engineers, and how many of you are professors here?
Most of them.
Yeah. So reimagining your role, right, in the AI.
You're in minority. Yes, sir.
I know. But I can take the privilege of the minorities, right? Minorities have more privileges. So I can take that privilege and say that as a professor, can I reimagine my role if I'm making an industry-ready individual, not the scientist, because I don't know how to make scientists, but I know how to make industry-ready professionals. So what I would like to see is me as a professor will stop teaching now, but be a mentor, and who will teach is the students based on the problems. So instead of hackathons, can we start problemathons? Because what I have seen is the granular definition of the problem, the understanding of the problem, it is a process. The moment I reach to the finer granule of a problem, the problem is already solved. So if we are 1.4 billion people in this country. We are every day creating 1.4 billion problems to be solved. So we can ask our students to take one problem of the society and start defining the problem, and professors can just look at the problem definition and help him improve, apply the knowledge that he is anyway going to get better than the professors from many of the online lectures, so he can go at his or her will and define the problem. So if we can flip the role by saying that we are going to be mentors and not the teachers coming all the time and giving lectures and trying to force 75% attendance, you will see 100% attendance if we flip the roles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. So, thank you. So, it is clear from this discussion that the responsibility is shared. So, and the next 5 years will demand action from all sides. That is from the industry, government, students, and also society. So, because of the time limit, as I said, so now we will open this floor to the audience for one or two questions. And this is an opportunity to engage directly with our panelists. So, I request audience to keep questions concise and direct, and also mention your name and affiliation in short. Please, anybody.
Very well. I am Avasaheb Kale, pass out of RIT, proud RIT alumni, 1996. You very well put it up, but one thing after this panel discussion which I am really thinking, I have a couple of my student friends here who have taken admission in first year of AIML or relevant or similar. You and me, everyone is saying after 5 years, I think Venugopal sir shocked like anything, and everybody knows in industry we are all talking about the same, but we are not able to visualize what will happen. So a student sitting in first year, from industry perspective as Infosys or as Zensar, what you will really guide them or help them? You told professors very well, but what about that poor student who's not able to understand and he has to survive, because after 4 years he will be out in market, and then with quantum physics and the processor speeds, I think we don't know what's going to happen.
Sir, please.
Yeah. So quick one. If we can do the hyper personalization, because that the Ayurveda says that everybody is an individual with a very, very different constitution, right? So the medicine given to one person, she is not necessarily going to work for another person. So understanding really what is that I really like. So use of my own intelligence has stopped quite a bit, right? So I would help them to start using their own intelligence and feel great about it. The Aham Brahmasmi is not only in the like darshanas, right? Aham Brahmasmi has to be a realization that all of us need to start tasting. And I would first help to him or her to realize that I can do a lot more than what the marks are showing on my mark sheet. The moment that realization comes, we have seen people who could not speak one line of English but had a very good communication have done wonders in industry. And we have n number of such examples in last 30-35 years that I am in. So
Yes, sir.
that realization, making it everybody realize that they are infinite is important.
Yeah. I'll just add, sir, current or recent World Economic Forum reports, when we had survey what we expect from Gen Z or our upcoming employees, two elements which very well defined by each and every company are, these are again human elements, empathy and integrity. So I think what you are saying is he should know that who am I, sir.
Yes, sir.
Every system should start from the basic knowledge system. So you cannot dispose of the institutions. You cannot percolate from industry to institution. It has to start from institution to industry. And how the industry should collaborate with the institution. Institution cannot be disposed because you have to have the basic knowledge, you have to have basic data, and so you have to study, you have to have professors. Professors can be robot teachers or human teachers, that is different, but you have to start, your institutions cannot be disposed. For example, Marvin Minsky, he made a profound statement in 1960. He said that if we allow computers to control us, if we are fortunate enough, the robots and humanoids will keep us as pets in their homes.
Yes.
So it is from where to where we are going. We have to start from the knowledge-based system. That knowledge-based system is revolutionized. It can be taught by a robot, it can be taught by a human. But you have to start with the basic knowledge system. Only when you have this knowledge system, then you can have your industry. Industry will come only after the institution. And say, Bill Gates has said, biology, energy, and coding. These three will still not touched by AI. Coding in the sense, not the basic code. GitHub and Codepilot, all this will be able to write basic code. You have to develop code for code.
Yes,
so
sir.
that type of, there will be transformation in the job, transformation in the skill set, transformation in the way we acquire knowledge. So this is going to say, we are not, the jobs are not going to be replaced. The jobs are going to be transformed. We should be prepared for that. And therefore, we all should be AI enabled in order to challenge AI for some more time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, thank you.
To add one line, so as sir said, in the same direction, because we really don't know what will happen in 5 years. So that's why the student should really learn the fundamentals. If my fundamental is strong, today AI, tomorrow cyber security, day after tomorrow is quantum computing, I will not be afraid. But for the Gen Z, the problem is not the problem with Gen Z. The problem with the parents of the Gen Z, because they give them Gen Z the mobile, and Gen Z, their focus is getting diverted in every 15 seconds. So now if I want to solve a big equation and I can focus only 15 seconds, it's impossible. So that's why it's really necessary to learn the basic. If we are strong in the basics, any transformation we will be happy. Because I go to many forums and I said I am very happy for AI because now I can bargain by company. Okay, today you are giving 5 rupees. Give me 10 rupees. Otherwise, there are many people to hire. So we should have this confidence.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, okay. Thank you.
To add one more point there, whether prompt should be copyrighted or the text developed from the prompt should be copyrighted.
Yeah.
So that means we are changing the definition of the very Copyright Act. The output or input or the training set. So we have three problems of input similarity, output similarity, training similarity. So
Okay, sir.
how we are going to address this?
Okay.
I just
So,
add 30
say-
seconds of yes, I think it's very interesting, but no time. So input similarity, output similarity, and training similarity. But here, as per AI, generally the theory said that the input and output should come from the same distribution. But for the Gen Z, the way we learn and the way Gen Z are learning, the distribution is different. So when the distribution itself different, so it's a challenging problem. And then there are really opportunity for research.
Thank you, sir, for those engaging questions. So, because of time limit, I would like to sum up this panel discussion. So, to close, today's discussion has made one thing clear, that sustainable intelligence is not just a technical goal. Yes. Yeah, please.
One question.
Be short. In short, you just.
Thank you, sir. I'm Siddhi Patil from Robotics and Automation Department. My question is how AI is transforming industries and what is the biggest challenge in implementation of AI?
Okay. So basically, I am a person who works both in robotics and AI. So now actually we don't say robotics, we say physical AI. So by physical AI, we mean how to run the physical system using AI. So let us say that I am building a robot to clean this house. So now let's say tomorrow Venugopal sir wants that it should also work in his house, but his house the configuration will be different. So now we work with digital twin in which we can make the same thing in simulated environment and we can make it learn. So now it's no more robotics, it's more about physical AI.
Yes, sir. Last line.
A very generic answer to this question, not just in industry. I think I was discussing this in the morning with legendary Vivek Kulkarni sir. Going back to the roots from Kula Guru system to Gurukul system.
Yeah.
And in classical Indian system, they used to teach one rag for 2 years. So they were not teaching that rag. They were teaching the entire process, how to learn, how to unlearn, how to relearn. And if students and faculty members, every one of us, can understand this, then it's fun. Because there is highly likely that whatever our students are learning right now, whatever we are teaching them right now, it's going to get obsolete. In next, God knows, it's so fast, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days.
Yes,
and that's why it's very important to get back to the roots.
Just we are moving ahead with time.
Two last sentences. One sentence.
Yeah.
One sentence is, I cannot summarize that. And in China, we have a robotic hospital. In China, we have a robotic hospital, an incubation center. So the system of marriage will fail by the STEM technology. By DNA profiling, your healthcare system is going to change. Your educational system is going to change. So every system which we are seeing now as natural and real, it is going to be an integration of both human and AI for few years and finally overtaken by the machine systems. So this is what I am foreseeing.
Thank you, sir.
For the future.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, last
So-
question. Sir, my question is, as you said, one last question.
Actually, we are just you can meet sir after just this session. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir. Because we are running out of time. As- Yeah, yes.
Very good discussion. And this is eye-opening for all of us.
Yes. So please join me to give a round of applause for these panels. So on the behalf of organizing committee, I thanks to our distinguished panelists for their time, insights, and candor. Thank you all.